The NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog taking up new customers. Play just $5. Get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code NBA SGPN. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I mean, you're the voice of the guys. Me, really, Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. All right, another day in the association. Cashed another lock. Whoa, that was weird. What was that? Cashed another lock. Had the Hornets and the Heat to go over. And I mean, despite Charlotte very much not showing up in the second half, still flew over because they gave up 140 plus points. And I mean, the chat is here. The chat is lit. Looks like they're starting to get going. Yeah, we were all on the Clippers yesterday, and that was Scott's lock. That didn't go well. They looked horrible. Second half, the offense just looked horrible the whole first half, and then they were somehow up 3, and then they just got destroyed in the second half. So bad bump there. But hey, we got the nerd, advanced analytics expert, Lonte Smith. Lonte, what's going on?
What's up, man? I'm just ready to get to it. It's another day, another time another show to make some money. So hopefully we can do that.
Yep. We've got how many we got on the slate here today? Uh, not a bad slate. What's this? 9 game, 10 game slate, something like that over here in the association 10 game slate. Let's get into it. We don't got time to waste, but first I got to make sure that I mention we have the NFL. Go to Sports Gambling Podcast, MLB Gambling Podcast, us at the NBA Gambling Podcast, the college experience. We'll talk to you about college football, college basketball coming up as well. Make sure you stay around for that. And the Hockey Gambling Podcast tips and gives you everything on the NHL. So make sure you're subscribing to all of our podcasts, give out all of our free picks. Why don't you do all of that? Catch everything, every episode, wherever you get your podcasts. All right. Let's go ahead and start things off. Lonte, I feel like there's been a little bit uptick in 6:30 games that we've had this season. I feel like the slate normally starts at 7. Sometimes one day or another you might have a 6 o'clock game, but this is multiple times I've noticed we're starting things off at 6:30 here. But 6:30 on the East Coast, we've got the Houston Rockets going up against the Toronto Raptors. Rockets are laying 5.5 on the road. 232.5 is the total injury report here. And we have for the Toronto Raptors, Jakob Poeltl is doubtful. For the Houston Rockets, no Dorian Finney-Smith, no Fred VanVleet, of course. All right, outside of the early tip of 6:30 here, slightly early. Make sure you're paying attention when you're getting your bets in. I know you probably are conditioned to do 7 o'clock, 7:30. It's 6:30 here today. Lonte laying 5.5 on the road with the Rockets.
Yeah, I kind of like the Rockets here in this spot, mostly because of the size. We talked about it coming into the season. Like their main deficiency is obviously the point guard position, and when they play teams who are ball pressure and they need a point guard to kind of speed up the game and slow it down whenever it's needed, I think that's where Houston will struggle. But you said no Jakob Poeltl. I mean, that's the only
Yep, they have.
potential rim protector that they have. I mean, Toronto's big on the wing with Scotty, RJ, Brandon Ingram, but like in the interior, they can't. I mean, it's not many teams, period, that can match up with Houston. So I think this is a great spot for Houston. I will look for them to kind of handle business. May get off to a slower start. I mean, they're coming off their first win. KD was talking about that, being 0-2 and how that felt. So they got off the snide with the win. I think they followed it up with another win in the cover. So I like Houston to impose their will, kind of wear Toronto down. I think it might be close early on. Then Houston pulls away. So I like the Rockets in this game.
Okay, so the advantage for the Raptors is that they run a blistering fast pace, and they can continue to just try to outrun this team and go up and down the court. But I agree with you. I think the length is going to be too much here for the Raptors, and it's going to be really, really annoying. They're going to clog up passing lanes. They're going to dominate on the glass. I mean, the Raptors 24th in the NBA in offensive rebound percentage. The Rockets are second. uh, so it's going to be some really, really tough opportunities for the Raptors to get extra possessions. They're going to have to click on all cylinders. And, it's really hard to just effectively get buckets on this Rockets team when the defense is locked in. Now, I understand the numbers look bad. They did have a double overtime game and in there in the first part, but I think this defense is really starting to gelling. They're starting to settle in. Torrey Eason looks solid. Amin Thompson looks solid on defensive end. So I'm with you. This Raptors team can't get a stop. They're giving up 125 points per game, and it's a legit bad defense. It's not no bad matchup that forced a bunch of early points early. No, this just legit Raptors are a horrible defense. And so I think the Rockets will be able to score with ease. And when they don't score with ease, they'll get the offensive rebound and then score with ease second time. So I like Rockets too. I'll lay the 5.5 with the Rockets. I like the Rockets team total over in this game. And I probably would only play it like that, either Rockets team total over or Raptors team total under, because I do think that the Rockets defense has something to say.
Agree with that.
All right. Let's move it on. What do we got here in the next game on the slate? The Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Boston Celtics. Celtics are catching 3.5 at home. I think it opened up at 4. 234 is the total. Injury report. Sam Merrill, Darius Garland, Max Strus, all not playing for the Cavs. Jaylen Brown is a probable. He was just on stream the other day getting a haircut. And yeah, why is Jason Tatum on the injury report? He's not playing. All right. By the way, for anybody that wants NFL breaking news at the moment, is it really big breaking news? No. Am I going to play the drop because I want to? Yes. Lions signed Aiden Hutchinson to an extension, 4-year contract. It's probably going to be pretty high up there in terms of edge rushers paid. All right, going back to this game. Boston Celtics catching 3.5 here, Lonte.
Yeah, you know what? This has been quite a rivalry. I would say over the last 4 or 5 games, all the games have been pretty close. I think 7-7, 4 and 3 are the margins of victory. They both split a 2-game set. I mean, a 4-game set. That 4-game set. I'm worried about Jaylen Brown. I'm worried about the hamstring. I mean, hamstrings are not something that you want to, take lightly. I think it occurred in the preseason game, like the final preseason game. He's kind of been going through it. I mean, by his numbers, you can't really tell. I mean, 29.7 points per game. So he's been actively scoring the ball. But I'm just worried about the physicality and the length that the Cavs have to be able to bottle him up a little bit. So I'm going to go with the Cavs here. Healthier team. I mean, they're pretty much money on the road. I feel like they'll be able to handle all of the things that Boston will be able to throw at them. And I just think it's a good spot for the Cavs. If Jaylen was fully healthy, then it would be a different thing for me. But I just don't really trust that hamstring until he kind of sits out a few games and gets it back normal. So I'm going to take the Cavs, healthier team. And for whatever reason, Kenny Atkinson thinks Donovan Mitchell is underrated. I don't know how you can be a first-team All-NBA type of player and be underrated, but that's what he thinks.
I guess underrated in terms of MVP conversation.
I mean, he's not. He's just not an MVP.
And I guess I think that's the point. I think that's the point they're trying to make. Why is he not in MVP conversations? But I mean, he's not. And so I don't know. I get that's the only way I could see that he'd be underrated is if you're like, he's supposed to be rated like an MVP candidate, but I don't think he's an MVP candidate.
He's not.
So if you're telling me. If you're telling me that's why he's underrated, then you know what? Yes, you're right. Because I think we're rating him perfectly fine. Okay. I'm with you. I'm on the Cavs. I think that Boston just went and played a shitty New Orleans team and gets a win, but that's really not nothing. This Cavs team, they're confusing at times, but at the end of the day, they have Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, and that's going to be the key to this game. Because the Boston Celtics, you play your centers against the Celtics, and they're not going to have any answers for Jared Allen on the glass. They're not going to have any answers if Evan Mobley gets his head out of his ass and just gets downhill and gets to the rim. The scoring that I think that, and honestly on the boards, all of that size right there is going to be a lot for them to handle, and I don't think that they're going to be able to do it effectively. So Add that on top of Donovan Mitchell has a vendetta on this team, and he's looking out for blood every time he plays the Celtics, and they don't have anything to really throw at him to stop him. Yeah, I think the Cavs are going to be able to get this done. I understand it, people coming in and betting Boston and late in, but yeah, no, it seems more plausible that the Cavs win this to me. So give me the Cavs, laying 3.5 here. All right, Lonte, we holding hands the first two games. I don't know how I feel about it. 234.5 is the total. What are we doing here to the total?
I would go over. Pace, I think, will be there. You talked about the defense. We both talked about the defensive ability of the Cavs, but they've been efficient in their offense, especially in the half court. I think the lack of size on the interior will get to Boston, and the Cavs will be able to score with pretty much ease. So maybe I'm talking myself into a Cavs team total over versus a full game over. So yeah, I would go Cavs team total over versus the full game.
Yeah, I do think the Cavs are going to score. Mitchell, Mobley's probably score. They'll get something extra from Allen. I don't know. Something's telling me under, though. I don't think Boston's going to do their part. Give me under 234.5, but I probably would. I probably do like Cavs team total under. I just feel like Boston's not going to do their part here. Okay. Cavs defense is still pretty solid. What we got here, and next on the docket, we are still in the 7 o'clock window here. Got to 6:30, 7 o'clock for the Boston game, 7 o'clock for Detroit, welcoming the Orlando Magic. Magic laying 1.5, 227.5 is the total in this one. Injury report, and we've got Mo Wagner still out. You've got Ausar Thompson questionable. Karis LeVert is questionable. Marcus Sasser is questionable. And, of course, Jaden Ivey's out. But I think I just saw something else pop up across my screen earlier this morning. Yes, Ausar Thompson was present at shoot-around Wednesday. Now, again, it says present. They are very, very – Underdog is very particular about the words they use when they put these status alerts out. Sometimes it's present. Sometimes it's participating, but right now, only present for Ausar Thompson at shoot around on Wednesday. Lonte, what do you like here?
Yeah, this is good. This is a good game, to be honest. Obviously, the point spread tells you that. But I like the Magic here to get things going. I mean, they're in the middle of a 5-game road trip. They've won 8 of their last 9 meetings against the Pistons. And they're coming off of a game. The Pistons are actually coming off a game where we just talked about the Cavs, and the Cavs kind of put it to them early. The Magic defensively are not playing up to par. I mean, Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe combined for 69 points and 15 assists. So that's not typically what is known of Jamal Mosley. And I mean, he talked about that, about the guards being able to attack. So I think they'll put an emphasis on making Cade play with a crowd. And a thing I've noticed with the Pistons is that, since they don't have another guy that can kind of initiate offense, and so what it's making Cade do is he's playing mostly on ball, and he's not able to get off ball as he was when he had, guys like Dennis Schroeder, Malik Beasley, Tim Hardaway to a certain extent.
Jaden Ivey.
Yeah, Jaden Ivey too. But I mean, he played without him last year, so I just think that's a little bit of a tougher assignment for Cade. He's exerting so much energy, and he also guards on the other end, so that's a big factor in it as well. So I like the Magic. I think the defense will come to play. The recent history shows that they've kind of had this team's number as well. Low scoring, so I think we see a kind of a low 100s type of game. But I like the Magic on the road to kind of get things back on track after not performing well early on in the season.
Yeah, 2 abnormally fast-paced teams to start the season. Magic for sure, top 10 in pace. So I expect that to come down a little bit, them to start playing a little bit cleaner, slow it down, get into defensive sets. The offensive rating for both of these two teams has been abysmal. So that might not, it really might not even come down to the defense this time, Lonte. It might just be these two teams are just missing shots. They're Magic 25th, Pistons 28th in offensive efficiency. They're both shooting the ball horribly. The Magic are shooting effective field goal percentage. I'm sorry, it's effective field goal percentage of 51.4, 24th in the NBA. Pistons are worse than that, 48.6, 28. So I'm with you on the under there. I like that play. I think that either some combination of good defense and bad offense is going to send this game under. For the side, yeah, I think I'll go Magic too, but I don't know. They're 0-4 ATS to start the season. It's not good. Hasn't looked pretty at any point in time. I think this Pistons team is kind of starting to find their flow, trying to find themselves. But they just did get embarrassed by the Cavs. And I don't know if people are underrating them for that, but the Cavs are still a pretty good team. I'll go with the Magic, but I don't feel good about it. I'm really staring at this 0-4 ATS right now, and it's not making me feel comfortable. But it is a pretty solid matchup. If the Cavs can dominate on the glass, which they can, Pistons 20th in offensive rebounds allowed in the league. So I'll take Orlando. Way better feel about the under. Whoa, there we go. Way better feel about the under in the game. I'm actually surprised the number's going up. It's at 227.5 right now. I know overs have been really good, but Pistons 1-3 to the total this season. All right. Before we get to the next game on the slate, gotta talk to you about mybookie.ag, your place to bet on every single sport. You can bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. That's their motto over there at mybookie.ag. You can bet down on the NFL, NBA, college football, all of that, and their prop builder is second to none. Head over to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Novig. Make sure you go lock in with Novig. You know you're getting the best predictions on the market because they are America's #1 sports prediction market. Novig is available in 35 plus states. So head over there, download Novig app, and get $50 when you spend just $5. That's it. Get $50 when you spend just $5 when you use our promo code SGPN. At the very least, just go get the free money real quick. So, hey, promo code SGPN for Novig. Get $50 when you spend $5. All right, next game up. We have the Atlanta Hawks on the road. Opened up 7.5. It's at 8.5 now. 238.5 is the total. They're going to play Scott's Brooklyn Nets here. Still looking for their first win. Sorry for the shade. Let's see here. Hawks, Jalen Johnson, Zachariah Richichet, both probable for the game. Zaire Williams is a questionable for the Nets. Out is Hayward Highsmith. So the Tankathon is going pretty well so far. We're 0-4. This is exactly where we wanted to be at this point in the season if we're the Brooklyn Nets. 0-4. What are we doing here going up against the Atlanta Hawks team that, not gonna lie, the statistic that the Hawks start the season off really, really slow has come into play to start this season. 1-3. 1-3. Ironically, that road win against the Orlando Magic was the only win. So, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I like the Hawks here. I think this should be a spot where they kind of exercise some demons here. The Nets are, off to their worst start, I think, worst start since 15-16, if I'm not mistaken. The Hawks, slow start, they've been playing with guys in and out of the lineup. I mean, Jalen Johnson was coming back, KP was coming back, and now Richichet is kind of banged up a little bit. Trey's been oddly playing weird, like, minutes. I don't know what's going on with that, but this should be a spot where they can kind of get out, run, and get some things going, even without a couple of guys if they have to. I mean, Brooklyn is, if you're looking at it, they allowed 130.7 times last season, and they've done so 3 times this season so far. So 522 total points allowed, the most given up in franchise history through 4 games. So Atlanta should be able to score some more. And I don't think the Nets are dealing with injuries as well. I mean, even their young guys are injured. Igor Demon is injured. They got Drake Powell, Danny Wolf playing in the G League. So I really don't know what the Nets are doing, to be quite honest. but this is not a spot that you can play them. Not right now. So I'm taking the Hawks minus 7.5. But the team total over. Bless you. It's probably my better play.
Appreciate it. I didn't even know you could hear that. All right. I thought I muted myself. That's crazy.
No, you did.
All
I
right.
just seen that. I just seen that.
All right. So, Lonte, a lot of interesting notes about this game. One, somebody has to finally win a first half ATS on the year. Both of these two teams 0-4 in the first half ATS. But also, the Atlanta Hawks have to finally hit the over on their team total. Imagine getting to 123 points in the prior game and not getting to the over on your team total. It was 123.5. This is ridiculous. They have not touched the over on the team total. That's not like the Hawks. I like the over for the game. I think it's going to be a lot of points scored. Remember how we went and we spammed you weren't here, but we went and we spammed Trey Young assist the other day because he hadn't been having good assist games, and then he played the bad Bulls defense, and we were like, oh, okay, well, we're probably going to have a really good assist game here, and he's going to spam out some 15 plus assists. Well, I was wrong. He had 17, and I think we could have another 15 plus assists here. So I like Trey Young to have a big assist day. I think that at the very least, the Hawks are going to score the basketball. Now, my concern for the spread is, are the Hawks going to do anything to stop what the Nets got going on? Because what we've seen from the Brooklyn Nets is if you give them open shots, they will take it every single time. They've never seen a bad shot. If you have not, because I understand a lot of people probably, one, don't have league pass. If you have not gone and watched the Nets play, take a second. Go, what's it called? iStream East, Stream East it, Crack Streams. What's the other site? What's the other Total Sport or something like that? Whatever. Go watch a Nets game. They've never seen a bad shot. Never seen a bad shot. Nobody on the team. Never seen a bad shot. They're going to shoot it regardless. And that is the concern for the spread. I'm going to take the over. Just because we've been on the same side for the first 3 games, for a little bit of variance, I will take the Nets plus 8.5 because I very much am concerned about the Hawks on the defensive side of the ball. Because if you just give this Nets team open shots, they're going to take it literally every single time. And the Hawks are giving up 122.5 points per game. Only thing horrible about that is the Nets are giving up 130.5. But like way too much. So I'm going to just go with the scoring here. I'll take the Nets just to be different from Lonte, but there we go. All right. Anything else you got in this one? All right. Let's see. Trey Young 1 month from the 3-point line tonight. Oh man, shots to the chat. Chat's going. W's in chat. We've got the Sacramento Kings on the road going to play the Chicago Bulls. Bulls laying 5, 238.5 is the total here too. Injury report, and we've got nothing to submit for Sacramento because they did play yesterday. They played the Oklahoma City Thunder. They had a lead in that game. I think it was as high as 15 at one point, and then they lost. Go figure. And you have Kobe White and Zach Collins out for the Chicago Bulls. So, I mean, have you watched the Kings play? Has anybody else watched the Kings play?
I was going to ask you the same thing, actually. Like, literally, I swear to God. I was
no, like they look like shit. I just want you to know that. Like they really do truly look like shit. Like the lineup of Levine, Westbrook, DeRozan, Schroeder, Sabonis is comical, to be honest.
And Sabonis
it's
just
like,
got back. Yeah.
So do you remember how like you used to play 2K on like GM mode or whatever it's called, My Player, and like when you start getting future seasons, the teams just start getting all wonky and out of crap, and you're like, why are these guys playing together? And it's like the computer just put some random guys together because the contracts made sense. That's what this Kings team looks like. A bunch of random guys that are just kind of put together. And I mean, the only cohesion that you really know is because Zach LaVine and DeRozan just continue to play with each other. But like, they don't look good ever. They don't play any type of defense. If there's any scoring, it's because the other team's tired. I mean, if there's any lack of scoring, it's because the other team is tired. Sabonis is really the only thing that they got going on the glass. They have no bigs, no interior defense at all whatsoever. This Kings team is horrible, and that's what they get for not going to Virginia. Just bringing up how salty I am that we had that Kings rumor of them coming to Virginia, and then it ended up not coming through. Complete, completely, complete out on the Kings right now. I understand the Bulls are laying points, but the Kings suck. So, Lonte, how do you feel?
Well, the reason I was going to ask you that because I wanted to read you a quote from Doug Christie. So this is Doug Christie, obviously head coach of the Kings. We probably should be 4-0, but we're not ready to be 4-0.
What?
Literally, that's a quote
No, he
directly.
didn't say that.
I swear to God, he said that's exactly what he said. We probably should be 4-0, but we're not ready to be 4-0. And we've got to look in the mirror on that because 4-0 means all that little stuff is getting handled when it's winning time. So do you
I
think he's
mean,
watching the same games we're watching?
I guess if you sit here and say, okay, you had a big lead in the Suns game, you had a big lead against OKC, and you blew both and lost both. You barely beat the Jazz, but you Austin Reeves had 51. 51.
Yeah, I mean
He went undrafted. 51.
yeah, I
You
mean
lost to the Suns.
that's a crazy
You
thing to say.
actually blew
Yeah,
that game. No.
yeah, but I
Oh,
mean, just
dude.
yeah, that's a crazy thing to say to me. But I mean, the Bulls I think are really good. They're getting a lot of contributions from different players. They had 6 players score double figures in each game this season. This is the first 3-0 start since 2021, 2022. So I mean, Donovan is pushing all the right buttons. I mean, he doesn't have Kobe White back, and that's a big key piece in this. I mean, I think that the interior of Vucevic should dominate. So I would look at his like points, rebounds. He should be a monster on the inside. Um, Over is my favorite play. I don't think either
Mhm.
side wants to play defense. I mean, now granted, Chicago's defense has been better, obviously in a small sample size, but they still want to run, and I think that's what Sacramento wants to do. Sacramento doesn't have a ton of 3-point shooting, so that's the reason. I mean, if they get down or they need to put a knockout punch, I mean, they're not capable of shooting from the outside, especially without Keegan in the lineup. So I like the Bulls here. I like the over a lot. I think we can see both teams get to like 125 ish.
I don't know if I'm there on the total just yet because I could honestly see this Kings team just fizzle out. To be honest, I understand they want to run and all that, but I just don't think they're good. They're not shooting the ball effectively at all. Towards the bottom of the lead and field goal percentage. They have their moments on the other side of basketball, but honestly, when you really watch the games, it's not good. They only have Sabonis as a rebounder. He's literally doing everything for them on the glass. And so they don't have a good offensive rebounder or anybody to stop anybody else from getting offensive rebounds. This could really get ugly. This could get ugly. I want nothing to do with the Kings. Nothing. Not even for the total. Bulls all the way for me. Out on this Kings team until they show me better. However, I will admit the DeRozan and Levine revenge game here in Chicago, while they're 3-0, is very tempting because you can be the one to give them their first loss. I think that is that adds on to the revenge game aspect. And so that makes this very tempting. However, this Kings team sucks and I can't bet them. So Chicago -5. I get the overlove. I just don't have a great feeling about it. I feel like the Kings could fizzle out and only score 100 points, and then we're really depending on the Chicago Bulls to get to 130 something. Nah. So not there on the total, but like the Bulls. Another shotgun start here, 8:30 p.m. on the East Coast. We've got the Indiana Pacers going up against the Dallas Mavericks. Mavericks laying 6.5. This line has dropped. Really, it was at 7.5, and now it's at 6.5. Oh well, it looks like it's been hovering around 6.5 for a while because Scott's got 6.5 here on the graphic. 228 is the total now. 228.5. That's up a little bit. Okay, let's talk about the American Red Cross. The Indiana Pacers. We have Cam Jones out, Obi Toppin out, TJ McConnell out. Ben Matherin out. Johnny Furpey out. Andrew Nimhard out. Taylon Peter is doubtful. At that point, you might as well just rule him out too. So Pascal, Ben Shepard, what's my boy? Dennis, Nemhard, not Nemhard, Neesmith, and Jarrett Walker. I believe that's what it is. I think that's the 5. Off the top of my head, I think that's the 5 players that they have to roll out in the starting lineup, by the way. I mean, I know Dallas has looked like shit, but come on. This is pretty bad. All right, let's look at the Dallas injury report because it's pretty long too. You've got Derek Lively, doubtful. Darian Gafford, doubtful. Missing your 2 bigs. Anthony Davis is probable. Brandon Williams is questionable. I feel like Brandon Williams was just in the news for something. Can't remember what it was. I feel like I just saw Brandon Williams in the news for something. All right. So do you have any faith in Indiana to keep this close? It is a revenge game for Rick Carlisle. At the very
if
least.
you tell me that AD is playing, it's probably a stay away. But if he's out, I'll be betting the Pacers. I mean, the Pacers. I mean, they're playing. Their backcourt's probably going to consist of Ray J. Dennis, who is really he was really good at Baylor, and I think he was at Akron, if I'm not mistaken, before that. And they just signed Matt McClung, so Matt McClung's actually going to do something other than dunk in an NBA uniform. I mean,
I'm about to fade them because they signed Matt McClung.
I mean, they've been feisty with whoever because of just the system that they're in. And Dallas, I mean, they're not good at all. Not right now, at least. Banged up in the front court. So their main issue, I mean, Indiana's main issue is their backcourt. Their backcourt, and the Mavericks have no backcourt. So kind of negates that a little bit. So I think the Pacers can be feisty here.
Yeah, you could have that one, Lonte. I will take the Mavericks. I'll lay the 6.5. They got to get some get back for one, because Rick Carlisle embarrassed them last year, beat up on them all the time. And if Anthony Davis is playing, they don't have an option to stop him. They really don't. This could be some 30-point game for Anthony Davis here today. Like, I'm really confused. Like, there's no who else? What other bigs do they have on the roster at this point? I mean, seriously, like, they're really, really Jay Huff. Like, am I afraid about that? No. Isaiah Jackson? No. Like, I think AD will be able to go to work. It's just they got to get him the ball, and it's the point guard play that's really letting them down. But now they move Christie, and Christie's handling the ball a little bit for him, and he's done that in the past for them and for the Lakers. So that could be something. D'Lo is going to be D'Lo, but I think they really need to just go all in on Little Nimhard. Go on. I like Little Nimhard, and he's very, very good at coming in the game and settling the offense down a little bit and getting and racking up some assists and putting some points on the board, even if he's not the one scoring them. So I really think they need to play him a little bit more. They probably look better, but it's really the fact that they don't have somebody to handle the basketball. That's really what's giving them a lot of their struggles. But gosh, I mean, Pacers aren't even running as fast as they want to. Like, everything is discombobulated, and I get it's the system, not the players, but like I just don't think they're going to be in this game. Give me the Mavericks, latest 6. So we're on opposite sides here. Total sitting here at, what is that, 228.5? I see it.
Yeah, over or nothing for me.
I wouldn't play the over though, because I feel like this is kind of a trap. And then we're going to look at this game and Indiana's not going to be able to score. And we're like, oh, duh. They're literally down to the 4th, 5th reserves here. So, yeah, I'm not there. All right. 4 games left. Almost up out of here. Before we get to that, though, got to talk to you about Underdog Fantasy. I'm going to build a quick little Underdog lineup here. Make sure you go lock in with Underdog Fantasy. New customers play just $5. Get $100 in bonus funds when you use sign-up code NBA SGPN. All right, Lonte, what props are you looking at today? Or I'm sorry, fantasy projections are you looking at here for Underdog?
Yeah, a couple. A game we're actually going to talk about just next. I think I'm looking at Joker. I'm looking at his PR. I think that
Mhm.
is. I think that's a really good play on the board. Um, I was also looking at um, Sengun PRA. We talked about the interior for the Raptors. I think that could be a big day for Sengun. And I'm looking at Flag to have a bounce back. I'm looking at Flag points. So those are the three that I'm really high on today.
I do agree on the Shangoon play. I do like the Joker play, taking advantage of some smaller PRA or just PR for Shangoon. Mm. Yeah, PRA should be fine. 37.5 higher flag. Yeah, he probably should get off. But we are gonna pivot and we're gonna go back to Trey Young. Give me the higher 10.5 assists going up against Brooklyn Nets. Horrible defense. This is literally where Trey is just having a ball, getting assists, just going out there having fun. Somebody said people are gonna be mad, but they were like, it's funny because Caitlin Clark's game is more comparable to Trey Young's than Steph Curry, and it is actually when you look at it. Alper Sengun, higher, 37.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Trey Young, higher, 10.5 assists. And Nikola Jokic, higher, 39.5 points and rebounds. I like that. Add that an Underdog, 5.77x. $100 get you $577 over there at Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. All right. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Let's go look into Rhythm Labs and see what they have cooking up for the NBA props here today. I saw a couple of options earlier. You can go get props. You can go use Rhythm for their data back models, or you could build your own model in the NBA and have them going, see, and get the best data back picks. They have picks on the games. It's a lot of total picks here for Underdog today. They've got a couple of money line plays. They've got, oh, this is a nice little juicy dog that they got here. But I will bring you to a player prop. And one player prop they like today that makes complete sense to me is Austin Reeves over 12.5 rebounds and assists. This is what he does. He just goes up there, fills the stat sheet, and every time without Luca, without Braun, Reeves just continues to show up, show up, show up, show up. I think it's a big assist day for Austin Reeves. So over 12.5 rebounds and assists. Rhythm likes it. I like it. They're projecting him for 16.5 here today. Not bad for Austin Reeves. I can see it. Make sure you go lock in with Rhythm. Use that promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm and use promo code SGPN25. All right. Next game up on the docket, we've got, you were right, New Orleans Pelicans going up against the Denver Nuggets. Nuggets laying 12.5 here, 238.5 is total injury report. I mean, New Orleans just looks like this every year. Zion is questionable. DeJounte Murray's out. Kevon Looney is out. You've got Cam Johnson questionable for the Denver Nuggets. This is the DeAndre Jordan revenge game. We'll see if he steps foot on the court. They're going to need him because they're going to need some size here in this game. What are you doing? Oh,
Keep this.
you're.
No, my bad. I was muted. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this really short. It only took us about 4 days to get Zion on the injury report. Just 4 days. A record-breaking time for a guy who said he was feeling the best he's ever felt. Yeah, I mean, I just hopefully he can just get healthy and play because he's, this team is not good, especially without him on the floor. Denver's best team in the league. I don't think it's particularly close either. They should have their way. The best bet in this game for me would be if you can find this on, I want to say FanDuel or DraftKings, maybe both. I can't remember which one has it. If not both, team to score 100 points in 3 quarters. This is a prime candidate for that. The Nuggets should be able to demolish. They should be able to demolish the Pelicans inside and out. I mean, you're gonna probably be relying on DeAndre Jordan and Derek Queen to guard Joker. I mean, if that's not just a slam dunk case, I don't know what is. So I can only think about laying it with the Nuggets. I mean, they've showcased their depth. Cam Johnson went out with a shoulder injury. He probably won't play, but I don't think it matters a ton with how well everybody's been playing. I mean, Joker's averaging like 30, 15, and a league-leading 11.7 assists per game. I mean, this should be pretty easy. Denver team total over. I would lay it as well. Just don't trust the Pelicans.
Yeah, Pelicans defense still really bad here. 28th in defensive rating, giving up 123.3 points per game, 22nd in the league. I mean, teams are shooting 56% on them. Effective field goal percentage of 56%. Absolutely horrible. They're not keeping teams off the glass. They're second to last in offensive rebound percentage. Like, it's been horrible, and they're scoring everywhere and easy on the Pelicans. 68% inside of the paint this season for the Pelicans allowed. 68%. 68% of the time you step foot in the paint, you put a shot up, you are scoring the basketball on the Pelicans. It's been really, really bad. Really, really bad. They don't have any type of, I mean, like anything looks good defensively at all here. And you're going up against the second best offense in the league. Number 2 offensive rated offense, number 2 in points per game. Like, I don't know what they're going to be able to do to keep Denver from scoring the basketball or even be able to keep up scoring with them. They're only scoring 109 points per game in a league where everybody is scoring 110 easily every single night. Pelicans can't get there. So, yeah, it feels super duper chalk. It really does. But this Pelicans team is bad and they can't keep up. So, we're holding hands again. Nuggets laying 12.5 here. All right, let's see here. Next game up, we got the Portland Trailblazers. Oh, well, total's at 238.5. I'm not going to lie. I would just take Denver team total over. I don't trust New Orleans to be able to keep up. You're muted again.
100%. I think I agree with you 100%.
All right, Portland Trailblazers on the road going to play the Utah Jazz. Portland's laying 3.5 here. Opened up at, what did this open up at? It opened up at 2. Oh, no, it opened up all the way at 1.5. And we are now at 3.5 for Portland. 234.5 is total injury report. And we have Portland. See, Stible's questionable. No Scoot Henderson or Robert Williams. Yusuf Nurkic is questionable. The Utah Jazz questionable for Nurk, and then Isaiah Collier's out. George Niang out. All right, Portland's your team, Lonte. Let me hear you out on this one.
Well, I like Utah at home early on in the season. I mean, they've been playing well. Marketing's coming off of the 50. Did he have 51? I think. Yeah, he had 51 a couple nights ago. I mean, this team's playing extremely well, man. I mean, Will Hardy, I think, is an underrated coach. He was kind of just playing his part early on with the, I guess, with the tanking. But he's a good coach. I really like the way the team is put together, and they still don't have their point guard who can distribute at a high level in Collier. So Portland, I don't think it's not really anything against Portland. It's more of a bet on Utah because I think Portland's a good team as well. But going on the road in an environment after I think they're 2-1 if I'm not mistaken, undefeated at home. I think getting points with Utah is a slam dunk. So I like Utah a lot in this game.
Let's see. I think I like Utah too, which is crazy. But yeah, what is there really all that great to? I mean, I do like Portland. Portland is fun, but this Utah team has just been competitive at home. They were beating up on the Suns. Suns battled their way back. They were able to get it done in overtime. They actually, honestly, been competing every step along the way. If we're being honest, even that road game against the Kings and that horrible Kings team that were in that game, like the Jazz team has been really solid. 3-0. Both of these two teams 3-0 against the spread. The Portland Trailblazers 4-0 against the spread. Should be Actually, one of the better games to watch today. I'm with you though. I like the home aspect. I'll take a short home dog here with the Utah Jazz, but I think this one is close. I think both of these two teams match up pretty well. They're both young, upcoming, trying to show us something different. But I mean, the Utah Jazz don't take this early in the season. It's normally later in the season when everybody start being ruled out that they start tanking. And so, you know what? I'm with it. All right, Lonte, I'm behind you. Let's go with the Utah Jazz here, plus 3.5. Lakers on the road. Your Los Angeles Lakers on the road going to play the Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves laying 7.5. 225 is the total. Lonte, I don't know. I'm having a hard time reading you. Sometimes I feel like you're the Lakers fan that will back the Lakers and trust the Lakers, but then there's another time that you absolutely completely despise them. And so maybe that's the unbiasedness in you talking. Injury report: we got Marcus Smart and Jackson Hayes both questionable. LeBron, Luka, Gabe Vincent, and Maxi Kleber all out. Jalen Clark is questionable for the Minnesota Timberwolves, with Anthony Edwards being out here. So, what are you doing here with the Minnesota Timberwolves laying 7.5?
Yeah, to me, this number is insane without Anthony Edwards. So basically, we could just play a small game. Like, what do you think Anthony Edwards is worth to the point spread? 3.5,
Probably
4?
about, yeah, probably at least a possession. At least a possession, maybe two.
Okay. So we got 10.5. So do you think that obviously, they've been playing without LeBron and Luka now, especially LeBron. So would you lay 10.5 with Ant-Man in the lineup?
Against no LeBron and no Luka? Maybe it's actually. I mean, it's not impossible. We know he's gonna have a good game against them. I think you're gonna pencil him in for 30, and I think that's the concerning part about this is that
Right.
you probably just go ahead and take away 30 points from the Timberwolves here today.
Yeah, and that's perfect. That's perfectly fine. But to me, the number, I don't think the number should be. To me, the teams right now slightly better. I think obviously Minnesota's slightly better, maybe like a point and a half, and then you add in home court for whatever it's worth. I mean, Minnesota has a good home court, so what, 3.5? I mean, I can't get to the number 7.5. I mean, just numbers based alone, I can't lay this with them. I mean, you're going to rely on Julius Randle, high usage Julius Randle. I mean, who else is going to be able to score for you is my issue. Now, the Lakers have their issues, especially with perimeter defense, but I mean, they don't have to guard a ton of guys on the perimeter. On the interior, they should be fine. They should be fine defending the rim. I can't lay this number with Minnesota, especially with the lack of offense without Anthony Edwards. So I think the number is a bit high. I like the Lakers. I'm gonna sprinkle on the money line. I think they can be feisty in this game.
So what I will say about Minnesota is they were punching with Denver for a good, definitely the first half, a little bit in the third quarter. Then it started to really derail at that point. But they were punching with Denver for a while without it. But 7.5 is a lot of points, especially for a team that has already beaten the Timberwolves this season. I get they're at home now. But are the Lakers that bad? Like, are Austin, at the end of the day, Austin Reeves has been dominant without Luka and LeBron in the lineup. And if you're telling me Reeves is still going to play like that, they're probably just going to find themselves into this game. Whether the Timberwolves decide to be able to figure it out, yikes. I don't know. Give me the Lakers too. Plus point. It does seem like a lot of points without Ant for this Minnesota team. I'll take my Lakers bias out of it, even though I don't think they're really that good of a team. And if the Lakers don't cover this, then they are who I thought they were. All right. Totals 225. What are you doing?
Would be something I would look for. The Lakers obviously struggling to score outside of Reeves turning into Michael Jordan, but slower pace game. Obviously, Minnesota, they want to play through the interior with Julius Randle, so a lot of that hinges on them getting the ball in the half court and not pushing the ball. So, and like I said, the Lakers struggle defending perimeter, athletic perimeter wings. Minnesota doesn't have that, so I think that should be fine. So we'll go with the under.
I'm gonna fade you. I'm going over because I like the Lakers, and I think the Lakers and over are correlated. Because if the Lakers are in this game, it's because Reeves had some 35, 30 points, crazy scoring outburst, and Julius Randle probably has a good day uh, inside the paint going up against that Lakers defense as well. So I think the scoring can be there, and I think both of those two players are really good at setting up their individual teammates. So both of those two players could have pretty good assist days. Like I think the offense is actually could look pretty solid here. So I like the over. If the Lakers are in this game, they have to score some points and be able to keep up with the Minnesota Timberwolves, especially if the Timberwolves start abusing them inside the paint. Last game, Memphis Grizzlies on the road going to play the Phoenix Suns. Memphis is laying 241.5 is the total. Injury report. Santi Aldama, Vince Williams Jr. are both questionable. Ty Jerome is still out. Scottie Pippen Jr. is still out. Brandon Clark still out. Zach Edey still out. For the Phoenix Suns, Jalen Green is questionable to make his debut here today. Dylan Brooks still out. With that being said, yeah, the Suns suck. Give me the Grizzlies. Lay it with the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, the Grizzlies are better than this team. They're more than 2 points better than this team, especially without key guys on the perimeter that are gonna would probably be tasked with guarding Ja. So they don't have a ton of depth, which is essentially what the Grizzlies' issue is right now with a lot of their injuries. So I mean, I think the Grizzlies roll here. So I think the Grizzlies like the team total over as well.
Yeah, I mean, completely abysmally horrible defense here by the Phoenix Suns to start the season. And at this point, like they can't get stops on anybody at any point in time. And it's really, really hard. 129 points per game allowed, 28th in NBA, 29th in defensive efficiency as well. All the metrics are in the red for the Suns. They are allowing teams to score effective field goal percentage of 56%. They're scoring at about 50, as closer to the bottom of the league here. Uh, Horrible allowing offensive rebounds and letting teams get second chance opportunities. Towards the bottom of the league in second chance points, towards the bottom of the league in fast break points allowed. That's really going to be the one that absolutely destroys them there, because you have a Memphis team that is not number one, number two in pace after the Miami Heat, and then fifth in fast break points, and they're scoring on the break in transition all the time, and the Suns cannot guard transition at all. So it's just heavy points total put up here by the Memphis Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies are going to win the game. 2 points is comical. Like laying 2 against this Sun team right now is comical. Maybe it's something to do with Jalen Green. I don't know. But yeah, I feel really good about the Memphis Grizzlies. I feel really good about the over in the game as well. Over 241.5. Memphis has a good chance of putting up. If you said, hey, which team is going to put up 150 points today? Memphis.
Yeah.
That's the team for me.
Yeah.
Or Denver. Very also good option, but I think I would take Memphis. Hey, what's your bet? 103/4? Memphis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Memphis.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get up out of here. I know you got to hop over to the MLB show. Lonte Lock Dog. What are you doing?
Yeah, Lock, I'm going to go with the team total over for Atlanta, over 123.5. We talked about the defense that Brooklyn has been historic.
They got to get one eventually.
Yeah, in that 4-game span, just historic rate. I think 522 points total. I think Atlanta getting those guys back acclimated, obviously not playing together is kind of haunting them a little bit. So I think they get some guys back. They get healthy on the road. I mean, what a better place to do it than Brooklyn with that defense. So let's lock that up. And Utah at home, I think they win the game outright.
All right. Utah. Little baby dog, plus 130. Not really a dog. It's really just a yapper. But we're in a little bit of a rush. I'll let you slide with it today. But I will be talking to Scott about it. Lock. I will take, first of all, I just want to point out, other show, I try not to mix the locks and best bets between shows. I did take the under in the Orlando and Detroit game and the over in the Memphis and Suns game already. I will continue in that Memphis and Suns game, and I will lock up Memphis lane 2. Suns are horrible. And for my dog, I do kind of want to flirt with taking Brooklyn. Not gonna lie. Yeah, Reeves has just been good. Reeves is on my mind right now. What's Reeves' numbers look like? It's probably something crazy like some 29.5. I can't do that. What's Reeves? What's Reeves' prop set? Let's see. Yeah, what? 30.5 points. He's at 30.5 points. 30.5? Jesus Christ. There's no value there. What's Jokic? Let's go to Jokic props. Ah, even Jokic triple double isn't even high enough. All right, hold on. Let's pivot here. Let's just go back to Trae Young. Whatever it's not high enough. Yeah, it's not high enough. Let's go to 13 assists. 13 assists, Trae Young, plus 190. Like, he's going to spam out assists. This is a horrible, horrible Nets defense. He's going to spam out a bunch of random assists. All right. So I took Memphis lane 2, Trae Young, 13.5 points. All right, there we go. That's it. He's at Lonte XX or XX Lonte XX on X, and I am at really real __ on X. Make sure you give us a follow at SGPN NBA. We'll be back tomorrow where it will be me and Scott kicking things off for you tomorrow. With that, that is it. I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just gonna say like this. Make sure you leave us a like in the video before you get up out of here. 5-star rating, review, wherever you get your podcast. All of that. Appreciate it.